I don't want my 1-year-old knowing about that right now. I would appreciate it if you were more mindful of the content of your item. Hi, my name is Akilah Newton and welcome back to my channel. I am the founder of the company Big Dreamers, and my company really does represent inclusivity and diversity, and we celebrate Black excellence. I've had an amazing journey so far producing books, games, and toys. I've had a lot of great moments, and I also had a few moments where, I kind of question like whether or not I should be running a business and I should follow this entrepreneurial journey. But so far, I really have loved every single moment of my company and just growing this business. So I do get a lot of emails and a lot of Facebook messages from supporters. Oftentimes they're very encouraging, saying how they love the products that I produce just because for far too long these products weren't available. But then the occasional time I do get negative feedback, and it's not always negative to the point where I want to close down the business and cry, but negative to the point where it's like, I bought your school bag and it was defective, and I'm obviously horrified because as a business owner who's creating products, you never ever want your products to be poor quality. So, I take all the feedback that I receive and I really do try and implement them in, next iterations of products and make those changes to really make my products as good as possible. But recently I received a comment that kind of shook me, just because, as I said earlier, my product does celebrate, inclusivity, and we're all about diversity. And I received a comment from someone who bought one of my board books. So recently, I came out with this line of board books. So my ABC, 1, 2, 3, and colors. And I'm so proud of these books because oftentimes when you're seeing books about ABC, the A is for apple or the B is for banana. But I really wanted kids to see themselves represented in these pages. So I did A's for Afro, B's for boy, and you'll see here it's a beautiful Sikh boy who's wearing a turban. And then, for example, in my 1, 2, 3, it's really fun things, like things that I love and things that represent my culture. So 1 is 1 high top, 2 is 2 Afro puffs. I'll come back to this book in a second. And then for colors, I wanted to have really cute and playful things included and not just focus on one thing. So red, you'll see a fire engine, a ladybug, and an apple, and so on and so forth, really fun and playful items. So, going back to the 1, 2, 3 book, this is a book that I love. I really took care in choosing, what the numbers were and what the items were to help kids learn how to count. And I just thought it was a really fun way to show kids that they could learn how to count with really fun products. And products that you don't necessarily see in books. I'm all about love and spreading positivity into this world, and when I was trying to choose the items to put on the number 9 page, I decided that I want to include hearts. And as a Black creator, a Black female business owner whose company celebrates Black excellence, I decided to include the kente cloth fabric design in one of the hearts because I love what it stands for. I also love the beautiful bold colors. But then I also, as you can see here, decided to include the LGBTQIA2S+ flag in one of those hearts. Although I'm not from that community, I support that community, I have so much love for that community, and I will always stand in solidarity with them. So this was basically, for me, just showing them I see you and I'm here for you. And I just wanted, families that have maybe 2 moms or families with 2 dads to just know that, I want to create products where they see themselves represented as well. So going back to the fact that I received negative feedback, it's actually in regard to this book, my 1, 2, 3 book, and this one specific heart that is on this page. So I'm gonna read just a small excerpt of an email that I received from a customer because it really did it shook me, and I was taken aback by the comment because it was just a comment from someone who just has so much hate in their heart. And I just don't understand it because as someone from a marginalized community and who has been discriminated against, it hurts me to know that anyone out there is dealing with discrimination. So I was just in complete disbelief when I received this email from the customer. So I'll just read that snippet and then we'll unpack it. So the email that I received was quite long. I'm obviously not going to say the name of the customer, and I'm not going to read the full email, but I'll read a few sentences. So one section does say, the number 9 shows hearts, and one of the hearts is the LGBTQ plus flag, and it's part of the colors. Then it goes on to say, I don't want my 1-year-old knowing about that right now. I would appreciate it if you were more mindful of the content of your items. So the email obviously goes on to say more, and I was pretty disgusted by what I read in the email. And it honestly, it broke my heart knowing that so many people from that community are getting, I can't even imagine how many disgusting, hurtful, and malicious messages sent to them every single day, just because people have disgusting views about them. I mean, I don't understand why anybody would care what gender, what race, what religion someone chooses to love. And it's just, for me, it makes no sense. And like I said, I want everybody to feel seen and heard and represented, and everybody should have the right to love whoever they want to love, you know, be whoever they want to be, and be their true selves. So it just really disturbed me that someone went out of their way, took time out of their day to actually send me such a hate-filled email. After receiving that email with negative feedback, I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to respond, so I took a day and I thought about it, and then, you know what, I realized, no, I'm not going to just sit here and not, you know, let this person know that, fine, she's entitled to her own opinion. However, I do not share the same beliefs as her, and I wanted to, as a business owner, let her know, yep, I received your feedback and this is how I feel. So I'm just going to quickly read my response, and then I guess talk about more about how anyone could deal with any type of negative feedback that they receive from customers. So my response to the customer was, thank you for contacting Big Dreamers. While everyone is entitled to their own opinion, we at Big Dreamers believe in celebrating diversity and inclusivity, and we embrace people's differences. Our business is built on these pillars, and our products represent the ethos of our company. As the founder and CEO of the company, every item I create is made with care and attention, and I'm extremely mindful of the content and quality of my products. I stand by the brand that I've created. It is my hope that we as a society can work together and help build a more tolerant and inclusive world. Sincerely, Akilah. So I think just with my response, it's very clear where I stand. And although, yep, I heard her, she's not happy that I included that flag on that heart, I will always, as I said, you know, support the LGBTQIA2S plus community, and I will always support any marginalized community, because as I said, I know how it feels to be discriminated against. It has happened far too many times, and sadly I'm sure it'll happen many, many more times in my life. So I will never, you know, lead with hate. I will lead with love. And sadly, as a business owner, you're gonna get a lot of customers who aren't happy for whatever reason. It could be as simple as, oh, there's a little dent in the front cover of my book, I want a refund. Fine, you send them a new copy. But when it's something as hurtful as this, I feel like as the owner of this business, I really needed to, you know, take a stand and let her know where I actually do stand in regard to my support for all marginalized communities. After receiving that hateful email, I wanted to give some suggestions to business owners as to how you can kind of navigate responding to this feedback in a professional way, obviously. So when I read the email, I was obviously outraged. My blood was boiling, but I decided that I had to take a beat. I really needed to take like a day or two to just really process it and then find a way to respond professionally, because obviously you don't want to get all defensive and then respond in the most unprofessional way where it's going to impact your business in an even more negative way. Not that the products that I produce, you know, will impact my business in a negative way, but as I said earlier, you can't please everyone. The second thing I would say is, if you're lucky enough to have a team that's in your business, talk to your team. Because I honestly wanted to fly off the rails. I was so angry when I got her email, but I spoke to Danielle, I spoke to Akilah. You've seen them in other videos before. They're part of my incredible team. And obviously all three of us were just really shocked by what we read. But you know, we talked it through and we're like, you know what? Even though we don't agree with her views, we still need to respond. So we decided to just wait a day. then we finally did respond to the feedback, because at the end of the day, if you don't respond, it's not a good look for your company, and you're never gonna please every customer. It's really as simple as that. The third thing that I would suggest is always stand by the company and the brand that you've created. As I said multiple times in this video, my brand is all about, celebrating diversity, and it's about inclusivity, and I take a lot of time and care in all the products that I create. So I'm obviously going to stand by the brand that I create, because I'm proud of all the products that, I put out there. I'm proud of the people whose stories that I'm sharing. I'm proud of the plush dolls that I've created. So if you don't stand by your brand, then it doesn't really make sense that you have that company. And my company clearly is not just a company that was set up to make, some fast money. I want to build a company that's going to last for many, many decades, and that's going to continue to share these incredible stories and celebrate different cultures. If anyone has any suggestions on how they've dealt with negative feedback, please leave a comment below, because honestly, as a business owner, I'm always trying to improve the way my operations are running, and maybe the way I dealt with it wasn't the best way. I'm very happy with the way I dealt with it, but I'm always looking to better my business, better my brand, and improve as a person. Thank you so much for listening, and please like, subscribe, and follow my journey in this crazy world of entrepreneurship. Have a great day.